finally get a full-blown acceleration here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a modified Ford Raptor. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Raptors of Insta for giving me some time with his Raptor. He's got this Raptor, he's got a Hummer in the garage, and then he also has this Tesla Model Y Performance, and he's got a Bronco on order as well. So go subscribe to his YouTube channel, and let's get straight into the video. Since you guys have already seen a bunch of Raptor reviews on this channel, we're mostly going to be going over the modifications with his Raptor. So I believe he has a cold air intake that he's added to the Raptor. And then right now he's still working on the tuning with the truck right now. But as of right now, the truck has, I believe, between 450 to 500 horsepower to the wheels. We'll confirm that with him later. But yeah, definitely bigger power outputs. The truck is really quick. We did like kind of like a slight race with his truck versus the TRX the other day. It wasn't like a full-on race, but like the truck, this Raptor kept up basically, so like it's fast. Well, I'm not sure which switches are attached to the lights, so that'll work. I've got the truck running so you guys can see all of the lights. So first off, we've got the lights here at the top, which I think just add to the aesthetic, and it's also good for safety reasons on the off-road. Makes the truck more visible and gives you a little bit more visibility. It's on either side there, and then you got like the standard lights that come with the truck. Nothing's been changed there. Now this does have a bumper from Addictive Desert Designs, which guess what? We are getting one on the TRX soon, so like it's gonna look as cool as what this Raptor looks like. I love this bumper though, because you can see so much of the shocks here in the front end. Just looks absolutely fantastic, and obviously it helps out with the clearance here. And then you've got all of the rigid light pods there in the middle of the bumper. Again, helps out with visibility here on the truck. And notice that he's taking this off-road quite a bit with this bumper and these lights, and they're holding up really nicely. There's not any water and any condensation in them, so like really solid with that. But yeah, definitely transforms the front end of the truck, and like just look at that coming down the road, looks absolutely insane. Coming on the side here, this still has 17-inch wheels and 35, just like you get on a stock Raptor. However, this has the method wheels on them, which I think just gives this a much more aggressive look. They're all blacked out, and compared to the wheels you could get for the 17 and 18 model year, if you guys are wondering, this is a 2018 Raptor. I think these look a whole lot better than the stock wheels. And then just look at how aggressive these tires are. Going to be absolutely fantastic on their off-road, especially in mud and all that. And I mean, they've held up pretty well. I'm not exactly sure how many miles are on this set of tires, but I mean, there's still quite a bit of tread. I know he drives this truck all the time. This does also have the front leveling kit on it, so you guys can see it does kind of change the stance with the truck. You guys are probably wondering why the back end is so high. We'll get into that in just a moment, but yeah, just notice this looks just really good from a stance perspective. Now let's actually pop into the back, and this is where some more stuff's happening. So Nate recently installed some Icon leaf springs here in the rear. Now this actually does make the back end of the truck sit a little bit higher, but over time it'll kind of like slowly level off, so then the back will be more even here with the front of the truck. It's got to break in the new leaf springs. But yeah, he said that it makes it so the truck doesn't hop as much in the rear end. When we drive it, we'll be able to see that. And then again, since this is an 18, you've got the original shocks. You don't have the live valve that you get in the 19s and the 20s. And that's why this truck can have the front leveling kit. If you get a 19 or a 20, really difficult to do that leveling kit. I don't even think you can actually do it on the Raptors. But yeah, again, enjoy the stance. Now the truck does also have an aftermarket exhaust, which, well, it sounds really good. After the exhaust, we also do have tinted taillights, which I think this is like a must-have mod for the Gen 2 Raptors. Like, this just makes the back end of the truck look so much better, especially the little like white part here. I think that's like a really ugly element on the Raptor, and it just makes it look a lot cleaner. So yeah, another nice little thing. And you guys are probably wondering about this color. So this does have a full wrap on it. It's called the Expel Stealth. So what it does is it basically just makes the factory color have kind of like a matte finish to it. If you guys can see right here in the door jamb, you can see the factory color with a gloss finish, and then you can see the Expel Stealth. And again, go follow him like right now. But we are setting off here in this modified Raptor, and you know what? I'm gonna give Nate big props because this actually feels very similar to a Shelby Baja Raptor. Like the kind of driving feel that you get on road feels very similar to that. Like it has that same kind of like higher off the ground feel and kind of like that like tank feel. It's definitely unique, and I like it. Like I definitely prefer this kind of feeling of a Raptor when you drive it. Now this initial part, we're not gonna be going too crazy. Obviously going over stuff, we're gonna kind of feel that. The one thing I do want to mention is compared to the this is probably, well, I drove a truck with this with these shocks I think when I first started my channel, but this is the first time that I have driven a truck with a Raptor without the live valve in a very long time, and you can feel the difference on road. The live valve definitely kind of soaks up things a little bit better on road, whereas this, you definitely do feel quite a bit more on road when you go over stuff. Like it kind of feels a little bit more bumpy. And we will be getting a comparison on this on the off-road with the TRX, but on road this definitely feels bumpier than the TRX. The TRX feels smoother, more like a luxury vehicle, where this kind of has that like bumpier, kind of more like off-roader feel. But it's, the other thing is it definitely, you can feel like the weight. This feels a lot lighter compared to the TRX, which is interesting. I mean, that's expected. The Raptor is lighter, but you can feel it. Like the front end, the turn-in is a lot lighter. But this feels like a toy. Like it really does. It feels like a toy that's been made to be able to basically drive on road. Of course, we get stuck here for a minute because we've got a bunch of people coming. Now, I did pop it in the sport mode. The truck isn't fully warmed up, so I'm not going to be getting like the full-blown acceleration here. This is just going to be our partial kind of like throttle acceleration to see kind of how it does with just a little bit. That sounds good at the exhaust. Yeah, it's interesting to see the gear shifts with this. In the sport mode, they're definitely like, they're really quick with the Raptor, but they don't seem as violent as I remember from my Raptor. Like the gear shifts definitely seem, they seem like they're not as like jumpy as what my Raptor had. But I mean, it's the same transmission, so probably just crazy. It's probably because I haven't driven a Raptor in a while. The truck kind of travels all over the road. Like the TRX feels like planted. This kind of has that feeling where it kind of it kind of like floats a little bit all around the road, which is, again, definitely a unique feeling. It feels a lot smaller too. Like it feels like smaller, kind of more like more of a nimble feel on road, but definitely a lot bumpier, like substantially bumpier compared to the TRX. Now get another minor acceleration here. Again, not full throttle because we're waiting for it to warm up. We're almost at high enough temperature that we will be able to get our full-blown acceleration, and I'll do it in the manual mode. This AW exhaust sounds really good. Nate had a good choice with picking this. In the manual mode now. Yeah, those downshifts. I love this exhaust. This is such a... It's interesting going back to the 10-speed from having an 8-speed. Now I'll finally get a full-blown acceleration here. Yeah, so you definitely feel quite a bit of turbo lag. This does feel like, on the top end though, I feel like it pulls pretty nice. Yeah, those downshifts, it sounds good. I kind of miss having a twin turbo V6 in my life. I miss the little bit of turbo noise that you get, and just all the noises that are associated with it. And we're gonna kind of slow down here. I want to get another acceleration. This time I'm gonna go in the automatic mode so that I don't have any user error. Ooh, got a little bit of... Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's quick. It's definitely quick. I mean, we'll make a video of us racing this against the TRX. I definitely think off the line the TRX is gonna win. Up and moving, it'd be pretty dang close. It'd be really close between both of the trucks. I'm gonna pop it back into the normal mode, and it'll go into the normal steering. Definitely lighten things up with the steering, which, I mean, that's the whole point of the normal mode steering. But let's get into setting things up with this Raptor. So first off, should you get the live valve over this? I mean, if you want to have the truck leveled, then yes. But as an overall, like, usability thing, I like the live valve more. I think the live valve drives better on road, definitely feels smoother, and I feel like the back end on this definitely, I mean, Nate said that it helped a ton with the back end jumping around. I feel like the back end on this jumps around a little bit more than the trucks with the live valve. And this does have the new leaf springs you guys saw from Icon, and that was horrible. Sorry about that, guys. That was horrible driving right there. It's in the wrong lane. Good thing no one was here. But yeah, I think the live valve's better for the Raptor. I definitely prefer the drive of the live valve. I still think this is a great setup. I love the looks of this truck. I think this truck looks absolutely fantastic from the exterior. And I can't really comment on the off-road, but just noticing kind of how the truck feels and everything. Again, I think the live valve just would be smoother on the off-road compared to this. So I think there's definitely some benefits with paying a little bit more money to get a truck with the live valve. But if you want to modify the truck more from a suspension standpoint, then you want to get this with the 2017s or the 2018s with the shocks this has. But final impressions, I think Nate did a great job with this truck. I think it looks great. It's really practical with the bumpers and the lights. I think the exhaust sounds fantastic. I think that the speed is like, this is how fast the Raptor should be from the factory. Like, this is the perfect amount of speed. So I wish that this is what the Raptors have, and we'll see what the 2021s, what the horsepower figures are and how fast those feel. But I think this definitely is how it should be. And this thing's, compared to the TRX, this thing's so much easier to drive through the neighborhood. Like, it just feels significantly smaller. And I totally just ran into a dead end here. I mean, at least you guys get to see these pretty houses that are getting built out here that are extremely expensive with the current housing market. Oh, hey, sorry, Nate. We technically almost took your truck off-road because we took it over in this area. But yeah, overall, I think this is a great build, and I'm excited to compare Nate's Raptor against the TRX because I feel like this is a really good comparison with all the stuff he's done from a tire perspective and a suspension perspective. I think that just the build that he's done on this truck, I think, is going to be more comparable to the TRX than a stock Raptor. And so we'll just have to see how things are. And well, wish me luck with trying to find my way back to Nate's house because I am lost. Now, that is going to sum things up for our video going over this modified Raptor, which, again, absolutely insane. But a huge shout out and thank you to Raptors Vinsta for giving me some time with his Raptor. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go follow his Instagram. Make it happen. I'll see all of you in that next video.